Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. How is everybody doing today? So, for this video, guys, I just have a quick question for you. What would the 10-year-old you want you to pursue in life today? So, that's a deep question. I literally was asking myself that question. And I was like, in order for me to answer that question, I must go back. I must go back to the 10-year-old me and really like look back and see like what would that 10-year-old me want me to pursue, what would that 10-year-old me do if he had no limitations to anything in life. And I've caught myself having a conversation with that 10-year-old me in the present me. And what that conversation looked like was like, well, this is where I'm at right now. What would you want me to pursue? And I came up with so many questions. It's so, I guess, so cool, to be honest with you, to be having a conversation with yourself, because at the end of the day, having a conversation with yourself is like having a conversation with God. And I had to ask myself, like, what was like the dreams that I had. And I also had to ask myself, like, what do I need to let go of and forgive in order for me to be able to achieve? And I had to find myself first forgiving myself at my current moment where I'm at right now. And I had to find myself also like really like going deep into like what would that 10-year-old me want me to like actually be at the moment, you know? And what he would tell me would be, Miguel, I just want you to be happy. I just want you to understand that life flies by, that to enjoy my kids, but just enjoy your kids more, enjoy being present more, enjoy being like yourself more. And a lot of people, I think about this, guys, and I think how the world out there dictates the way we think. Also, like, it's just the way we act. And then we forget about that child in us, and we just going through the motions of everyday life activity, right? And it takes courage to sit down and to literally stare at yourself in the mirror and see the truth and see the reality of where you're at, and like what do you value, what you value in life. And I started to say, you know what, I need to spend more time with myself. I need to gather up all my thoughts more to be able to go out to the day without no distractions. See, I set up goals for myself this morning, and I'm like, okay, in order to achieve them, I must stay focused. But I don't want it to be like a daily task kind of thing where it's like, oh, everything's work, because it doesn't have to be like that. Like, you can really enjoy yourself throughout the day without it being a task. And then all your days will become like, they just become good days, because every day you're growing, every day your relationship with yourself is getting better. And then you don't have to react to life circumstances, where you can now respond to them, because at the end of the day, think about it, guys, life is a mirror. When somebody's reflecting anger or anything like that, it's really how they feel inside. It's really how they have basically all these thoughts all over the place, and they can't gather them up together, and they get frustrated because things, they probably don't plan accordingly, they probably don't wake up early, and they're just rushing through the day. How many of you guys seen that in traffic? Like, somebody's just in a bad mood, and obviously it's because he's going to be late somewhere. But why is he going to be late? Because he didn't wake up on time. And we make so much expectations in life on how things are supposed to be, and if they're not that way, then we're not going to be happy. It really starts with you. It really starts with waking up early in the morning and spending some alone time to gather up your thoughts before you go to the day, because you have to have intention. You must have an intention throughout the day to see what it is that you intend to do. And that's where like piece of paper and pen, and setting up today's goals, today's affirmations, what you're grateful for, and then ask yourself at the end of the day, like, what went well today, like an inventory on your day, because that brings awareness, that brings focus, and that's exactly what we need to be intentional about your day. Because if you wake up with no intentions, if you wake up with no dreams, if you wake up with no goals, you're just drifting in the middle of the sea with no direction. And depending on who you run into is going to dictate like also how you're going to feel. Because if you have no intentions, that person is probably going to be in a bad mood, and you're just going to flow with whatever wave is thrown at you. And that's one of the things that I've learned to like do, and I practice it every day. It's not something that you just you learn it and you're like never going to need to practice it. It's like an everyday thing. It's like you have to work on yourself every day. Work at yourself in the gym, work on yourself in your mind, work on yourself in your peace, so you can manage to get you through your day without letting other people like really influence you. Because there's a lot of influence on social media. I mean, you can get stuck scrolling, and now your head's hurting because you lost your peace, you lost direction, you got distracted. This video is a video of awareness to raise your level of awareness, to be more conscious of the voice of what God's telling you, of what you should be doing, and spending. And that's gonna really come down to spending more time with you. It's not selfish to take care of yourself, because when you take care of yourself, you're able to take care of others. But if you're a train wreck, what's gonna happen to the people around you? It's gonna go wild. It's not gonna be the best. You're not gonna be the best you. You're not gonna receive the best results, and you're just gonna grow bitter. You're gonna look for vices to feel better, instead of feeling better in your own skin, instead of feeling better with your own actions, instead of like just escaping from what really is the problem, to be honest with you. But anyways, guys, today I'm gonna keep it short, and it's just basically the question I want you to ask yourself is, what dreams would the 10-year-old you want to pursue? What dreams would the 10-year-old you want to pursue? Have a conversation with yourself. Go back. And I mean, honestly, like I look back at my life, and I grew up, it was hard. It wasn't easy. Like me, like losing vision from my left eye and then having a lazy eye was not easy growing up like that. I grew up with so much insecurity. I grew up like always looking down. I mean, I was very good at looking at people's shoes. I was very good at looking away. Sometimes people would even be like, "Oh, he saw me. He didn't say what's up." It's not that I did. It's not that I saw you, bro. Like honestly, like think about it. I have no vision in one eye, and if it's a lazy eye, you think I'm looking at you, and I'm not. So I don't see you. And that created like people saying that I was like, I didn't want to say what's up. It's not that. Like it's literally something that there was a insecurity in me, and I was going through it, and I was mostly always looking at the floor. I would never look into people's eyes because of my own insecurity. And this led me to like really closing up and not opening up, not speaking in front, not speaking my thoughts, not being a real leader, not hanging around large crowds. And at the end of the day, like I look back at life and I go like, wow, like I'm glad that I went through what I went through, because it made me who I am right now. And I needed to be alone too, like I guess I didn't get lost as much as I could have if I would have, if that makes any sense. But anyways, guys, like I said, ask yourself what the 10-year-old you would want you to pursue today, and have a conversation with yourself. Happy Tuesday, and let's continue to stack these wins, guys.